you want to set up right over here, Jessica, that'd be great. Kind of off. There's some weeds over there we never got to mow, so maybe right next to us. Yeah, or just like right here where there's no weeds. Well, shorter weeds. Very into me today. Okay, let's step to the right one, like right here. And just notice as we get up the hill, it gets kind of worse for a bit because of the angle of the hill.
Okay.
The wind shifts, so we'll even step 4 more inches to the right there.
Okay. And
I'm going to pull this tip down to even help more. There. Wing looks good. Smile looks good. See the black boat?
Yeah.
You'll initially inflate there and then probably fly more straight off. But that's the inflation direction.
Okay.
You'll drift a little bit because of the crosswind.
Okay, I'm heading in. Oh my gosh, this is nothing like standing here, getting the adrenaline pumping.
Yeah, and it's such a
and like being
such a meditative stance.
I know. And I gotta move it out so I don't get all jittery.
Breathe. 3 deep breaths. Oh, this is a great cycle. Okay, so you're gonna just step out of the way, Jarrod?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I turn this around.
Oh wait, okay. I'm running with you holding on.
You're not even.
You're not there.
Here. Yep.
Okay.
All the way up. Feel your brakes and big step. Big step. Big step. Good. Brakes right there. Now ease off the brakes as you get down there. Notice it'll run go faster. Good. Big step. So let's steer a little east left and right. You practice that. Let's see if you can smooth it out with your body. There you go. It's just inflated. Come it over a little bit. There you go. So when we got launched up here, it was pretty low. It's a little bit of a balancing act with the heat, but okay. Here's what we got. That's good.
That's
So,
what I had last time?
yeah. I'll watch when you're bringing it up. Maybe
it could be this.
Maybe it's the way you're.
Or it could be maybe the angle of the wing or something.
I think you're good now. Let's have you
last
stand
time.
up here though, and that's to compensate again for that cross tip.
Okay.
So R1 helmet, 2 carabiners, 3 harness buckles, wing looks good. And I was just telling Amy Lisa, that sometimes we get up here, I just hold this brake in case it comes up crooked. I just tap it, and then you can focus more on all the other stuff.
Nice.
But if it's coming up great, I just step away. Alright, so we're going to bring it up nice and clean, 12 o'clock, feel the brakes, and then nice long strides. If we get high enough and you're in the brakes, I'll have you ease off, but otherwise just keep the brakes. Okay?
Feel the brakes.
Bring it up, let go, feel the brakes, or check in with them, torpedo, nice long strides. And then if you happen to be launched deep in the brakes, if we're close to the ground, we're just going to keep them there. But if we happen to get airborne a little, I'll say ease off the brakes.
Okay.
Nice and slow.
All right.
Okay, girl, have fun. Arms back a little bit there. Beautiful. All the way up. Feel your brakes. Big step. There you go. Keep running. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Add a little bit of brake here. Right there. Hold it. Hold it. And start things there. All the way down. Beautiful. Good job. And then if you want to tighten this second, that'll kind of get your rudder into moving. Quite as easy, but just kind of drop you into a little bit more of that ground mode. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Here?
Yeah, this is perfect. Unless you want to go lower.
No. I mean,
She looks
honestly,
at me like, really?
part of me wants to go lower, but the other part of me is like, just do it.
Yeah.
Oh, just do it.
Remember which way it flipped? Or should I just pull it out?
I wish
I'll
I
just
could
pull
tell
it
you.
out. Yeah. You might have to have something flipping. I got it the wrong way. Okay, so we're going to bring up nice and straight and feel the brakes. Nice long strides. If we get airborne enough, I'll have you ease off the brakes.
Feel the brakes, ease off the brakes.
If we're
Like
airborne
airborne.
enough, yeah. If you're close to the ground, we really can't afford to let off the brakes because it'll drop you down.
Okay, so looking at the wind, should I be kind of heading a little bit off to the right?
Maybe like just 10 feet from the windsock.
10 feet from the windsock?
Yeah,
Okay.
not much.
Okay.
Or towards the windsock's good. It's pretty straight. I'd say right towards the windsock.
Okay, is this good?
I would say so.
All right. Woo! Okay.
steps forward. No more breaks than that. Big steps, big steps. You'll have to run. There you go. Beautiful. And then on this next one, if you can jump on the next flare, flare all the way down. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Beautiful. Good. And just keep those brakes down now. Slow down a little. Step to your right. Right hand up all the way for a second. And run to there. Bingo, right there. Full brakes. Now spin around. We'll see what happens. There's just such light wind down there right now. There you go. It's like quite a dance on the radio. You got it figured out.
That was beautiful.
Good. All right, we're gonna get you up here right below the lip, and then we're gonna go to the top. Okay, looks like a nice straight cycle. I would run right towards that black boat. One real quick thing: if the wind comes up over here towards this tree, what are you gonna do with your body?
Go towards the tree?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
get
geez.
under it.
Fight it. I know. Go towards the tree and look this way, so you're not looking at the scary thing.
Okay.
Always think you're on a pendulum. So you
Okay.
gotta stay under it.
Nice clean inflation, nice smooth transition from ground to the air, and then a nice smooth transition back with a soft, nice stand-up landing.
Okay. And am I kind of just going straight? There's a curve here. I'm just gonna go.
You're gonna go straight out, probably to the right of that guy, but maybe to the left. And then arms back. There you go. Unless you want to try a gorilla lunge.
Okay.
Okay, have fun. Arms back, have fun. Good. All the way up, so you brake, big steps. Can't run too fast here, girl. There you go. Look right. Nice. Keep that brake pressure. Look way out in front of you. Hold the brakes right there, cross your ankles. Beautiful. Good. We're just going to keep it nice and straight into the wind, so if you feel yourself drifting left or right, you can make some adjustments. And feel brake, 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 brake. And so when you hear me brake, 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 just go all the way down deep in your pocket. We had a little bubble there, and then it sort of sank out the back. And that's a midday thing, just so you guys know. That's why we're kind of being urgent to move a little more expediently through the midday as it gets a little bubbly. Nice job. So did you
Ready to dance?
Yeah,
Mhm.
dancing.
Kick out the nerves.
Okay, pretty light in your future.
Pretty light in my future.
Yeah.
That,
See your future down there? Pretty light.
pretty light.
The market's getting soft.
The market's getting, I don't know what that means.
I have no idea. It's
Okay.
like investing. It's an analogy for investing. You know, that's just basically saying you can see your future. So we'll wait and see if we can get a little breeze, at least up here in our face. It'll help our launch. So once you get it up all the way, you're going to feel your brakes. Torpedo. Know that when in plane, when you take off, you ease the throttle forward all the way. There's never anywhere back from 100%.
Okay.
So once you get to transition to running, if you feel comfortable with it, just run as fast as you can safely.
Often my running is like half running, half like
Flying.
jumping. Yeah.
Try not to jump as much.
Well,
as
I'm not intentionally
okay.
jumping.
If
Just
it's
skipping,
lifting you,
skipping
that's
along the
beautiful.
ground.
Yeah.
It is touch and goes, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as your motivation is to keep running, you'll be better off for that. If you stop and then touch down and then have to sort of restart late, it'll just be chunky, a little bit like jerky.
Mhm.
But if you're just constantly running, the analogy some people use is run as if you got to run all the way down the hill. Some people say don't anticipate the launch, just keep moving.
Mhm.
Some people anticipate it and sort of jump in their seat.
Oh.
And that loads it a little too early and it
Yeah.
settles. This is feeling better. But the bottom is like no wind.
Is that where that little drop's happening?
You know, we get heating on the surface and those little bubbles pop through, and if you happen to fly through one at 10 feet, you come through the other side and it drops.
And that's when you just pull brakes all the way down.
That's where I'm encouraging, if I see that and it's coming in a little faster, it's like you're hitting the brakes a little sooner to avoid hitting the car in front of you, you know, it's like
Okay.
you're just settling faster, so you have to respond quicker.
Okay.
If it's flat and level, it's just a smooth landing. I'm seeing a little action on this tree. How's that feel?
That feels good.
Okay.
Am I
So-
heading?
Well, right towards the windsock to start, and then we may go drift a little bit to the left, just by default.
Okay.
Have fun.
Okay.
Okay, all the way up. Feel your brakes. Brake. Look left. Run. Bingo. No more brake than that, though. Ease off a little bit. Oh, hold it. Look right. Left hand up just barely, and bingo. Look out in front of you. Hold your hands right there. Hold them right there. And flare. Good job. Sweet. Give her victory dance when the glider falls.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a dance. So he's off the lake a little bit. Okay, you really flew that time.
Victory dance.
Way through the dance. There you go.
Yeah.
Now we're back on flat ground. So a couple things I see when people bring their wings up is they kind of run to the edge, and this is when they decide to jump in their harness early. Don't be afraid to run down the hill. Like, notice both of you ran a ways to build speed, and then you flew the second half. That's only because you didn't just assume and slow the wing down or jump into it. You just kept running. So if you bring it up and then you run to the edge and keep running, you'll get off better than if you just jump in at half speed per se and then try to do it. We sometimes are often inflating the wing almost towards the edge of the oak trees. If it's cross, you just bring it up and then angle off. But if you often see people laid out here like this, and the wind is hardly ever straight here. Today is an exceptional day. But if you're laid out like this with cross winds, you're going to end up over there. The wing will come up crooked, you'll have to run under it and straighten it, and then you're running on flat ground, or gentle slope. It's harder to get off the ground. So just remember to step over. So I'm going to have you step over to here. You'll have to move your kit, sorry.
Oh, I need to move my kit.
Yep, and I'm going to pull this down a little. And you can always bring it up and fix it. You know, there's no rush, right? You're
Yeah.
just hiding. Remember, it's an inflation, it's not a launch until you decide to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good call. Yeah, we got straight, and that's amazing.
And you're going to run, just check one thing, sorry, because I'm talking. You're going to run about just to the right of the far right glider, just to bring it up. Actually, it's actually coming in straighter. So maybe towards the glider, and then we'll fly. As we fly off, we'll drift slightly left and then come into the wind. Either between the two gliders or around Jen's glider, the red, white, and blue one.
Okay.
Okay? If you're 100% comfortable, confident, you could launch, fly out, and land into the wind if that radio fails. Good. Okay, now it's light. So imagine a nice clean inflation. You're running, clean transition off the ground, fun flight out, and a nice smooth landing transition to the ground. Of course, I want to feel some wind here, and it's not quite coming. It's great down there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are going along and you hit a little bubble right at the end, you might hear me say flare, 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 and it's not gonna be very high, but it'll just be more expedient.
So when you say flare, you want the brakes down?
Well, when I say we're gonna feel a little brake, you'll be going along and I'll say feel a little brake, hold it, flare. It's nice and smooth. But if you hear me say flare, 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 then it's more
Hands down.
aggressive.
Okay, so it's a smooth downward.
Yeah, and it might even start out just feel a little bit and hold it, and then finish. And I'll talk you through it as we go. It's feeling pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
That looks good.
So again, take a second, visualize the inflation, fly it out. And
Perfect.
Remember, arms back. Have fun, girl. Good, all the way up. Good, feel your brakes. Big steps, big steps. Run, 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 run. Good job. Good. Bring your hands up by your ears. Cross your ankles. Beautiful. And we're going to stand back slightly there, looking at the beach now. And a little left brake. Good, right there. Feel that outside brake at the same time. Look way out in front of you. Good. And we're going to feel a little brake here. Hold it. Oh, you're a little lower than I thought. Anytime you feel like it's time, you have to start to play with timing on that. I thought you were a foot or two higher.
Do I need to step to the right?
I think so. Right, yeah, right there is good.
Okay.
Maybe just between the tree and the oak tree and the windsock to
Okay.
inflate it, and you're going to go off this way. Now, if your wing comes over here on its inflation, what are you going to do with your body?
I'm gonna run to the right.
Towards the oak tree.
Yes.
But then look this way, little left brake, keep committed, and it'll work perfect. If
Okay.
you fight it, we'll just stop it and bring it down because it'll pull you towards the oak tree.
That's not what I want.
Not really, but you
Yeah.
know, we all figure it out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, R, 1 helmet, 2 carabiners, 3 harness. Wing looks good. We're gonna bring it up nice and clean, get it 12 o'clock. We got a little runway here to move.
Okay.
And so that gets things settled out, but be willing to keep running. Once you're out, I might have you cross your ankles.
Yeah, what's the crossing the ankles thing about?
It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. It feels good, but it also is balance. Sometimes people's feet are out there kind of trying to adjust and balance. This just keeps things stable. That's the real reason I generally don't tell people. And then if your hands are back here, you might hear me say bring your hands to your ears. And if you can do that without increasing the pressure
Oh, so
or letting off, You just bring them up to here.
Bring 'em up, okay.
And fly like this, and it doesn't feel so gangly. But if you didn't do any of this, just stayed in the configuration, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't even tell you that unless it looks like it's doable. If you're back here and you're close to the ground, we won't do anything with those hands. We just keep them where they're at.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. It's your discretion.
Is wind all good?
Seems to be.
Amy and Lisa giggles.
Exactly.
We can say 2 or 3 syllables. We can add 2 or 3 syllables.
All right. I'm not going over a dog yet.
Dog's so cat down
Okay.
there.
Ready?
That's okay.
You got it.
Back up. All right, arms back. Good, all the way up. Good, feel your brakes. Long step. Big long step. Ease off the brakes a little. Stop. And wiggle your fingers for me. Relax your shoulders. There you go. Now bring your hands up by your ears. Bingo. And then we're top it up a little bit here, so feel a little break and hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Good. Look to your right. And flare all the way down. Sweet!
Yeah.
Good job, huh?
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah.
It's so interesting. I would have never guessed. She's their pilot who launches. Less.
And so what is the move from torpedo movement to up movement that I need to be working towards? Like doing this more so?
It tends to be like people sit up a little and go like this, but I wait till they're away from the hill so that if they do any funky chicken stuff and it costs the glider to go up and down, they're away from the hill. When I do
Okay,
that.
so instead of bringing it through, I need to bring it through with my elbows.
Yeah, you need
Versus with my whole arm.
So rotate kind of like this.
With elbows. Okay.
Yeah. If you come down, it's more of a,
So I think that's what I've been doing though.
and it's a hard thing until you feel it. Probably in my simulator I could have practice that more, but it doesn't mean anything even in a simulator until you're out there. Like you're asking the question because it means something. I mentioned it earlier, but you're looking at me sideways when I'm mentioning it. You have no reference point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a really great cycle right now. When you go to bring it up, you're going to feel it. It may even pull you back a few steps.
Okay.
Just stay on it, just like this we've been doing.
And am I running kind of like...
Probably towards the windsock.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so at your discretion, arms back, relax. I'm going to remind you a few times to relax your throat.
Yeah, that's good.
Good, okay, have fun. Big step, no more break than that. Look left, right, look right, look right, look right, good. And notice how you on the brakes, hold up, ease off slowly. Good, hold it. Now ease off again, cross your ankles, look way out in front of you. Look way out in front of you, there you go. Wiggle your fingers for me and ease off the brakes. Less brake, left hand up a little. There you go. Shake your shoulders out, big shake out. You can even whistle or sing or whatever. Good. Now add a little bit of brake, and that just settles the glider down. Good. Look way out in front of you. Feel some brake and flare. Sweet. And then go into kiting mode. Lean forward, torpedo, and just transition to kiting for a second. Now, all the way down with your brakes, and see if you can spin around to your right. Your other right. There you go. And it'll be harder because of the wind. We talked about this, how the wind actually makes it hard again. Sweet. Good job. That's beautiful. Textbook. And with the wind out there, notice it changed the dynamics in many fronts. So even getting launched, when you let off the brakes, you didn't drop. There were things that made it friendly. Good. Do you want to just walk it up the hill or try to kite it? You can just yell, I'll hear you. She say kite?
Yeah, she said
Okay.
kite.
I'll come down and launch it. Okay. So they're going to have to get through it themselves. So
Yeah.
to
No,
have
it
that
was-
mechanism is great.
It was good because I'm like, oh, okay, my shoulders are up, my whole arm's tight. Let me like, okay, I'm really tense right now.
Yeah. So one time I was out here teaching and someone had gotten launched at Woodrat, gotten really high, and they were just getting worked in thermals. It was midday.
Yeah.
And they said, Kaplan, I have to tell you, all of a sudden I heard you on the radio, like literally, like people joke and say, oh yeah, your voice is in my head a lot. She said, I heard you on the radio and I was just getting my butt kicked and it was perfect timing. You said, yeah, shake your shoulders out and relax. And I was like, where the hell is Kevin? And it was me coaching someone.
Yeah.
And she overheard it on the radio. It's perfect. Okay.
You having fun?
So much fun. All
Yeah.
the fun. It's right here.
Getting hot's worth it.
Yep.
Totally.
By land, by sea, by air. We got all the things.
Mm-hmm.
All the good stuff.
Oh yeah, and you got off the ground last time.
I got off. How high was I? I couldn't tell.
Probably like 20 feet
That's what
at
I
one
thought.
point, 15, 20 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good.
Oh yeah. Sweet, it's
Yeah.
the beginning.
So good.
You're getting initiated.
Let her roll this glider back. I'd like to lay your wing out here and go one from here.
Alright.
And then the next ones are going to be up there. But I kind of have to be safe as far as...
Yeah, no, I think that's an understandable thing. Want some grapefruit?
Sure, I would like, well, no.
I'm just kidding.
The rind.